Good evening. Really quick, I just wanted to make sure that I'm continuing to be aligned with what I'm looking for as a governor of Florida. You can find exactly what I am referencing at fldoe.org. It's the Florida Standards Assessments. And what you're going to find is the level 3 and above reading. Level 3 being satisfactory, may need additional support for the next grade or course. Level 4 proficient, likely to excel in the next grade or course. Level 5 mastery, highly likely to excel in the next grade or course. In reading, our students in Florida stayed at 50% for the 2021-2022 scale. That's level 3 and above. 50% of students in Florida are level 3 and above. In mathematics, we went from 51% to 55%. So what I do not want you to get caught up in is ideals of false success. Now, if our comprehension in reading did not go up, then how exactly did our understanding of math go up? 4%. It's because if you go and ask your students today, a lot of them are allowed to utilize the computer in different ways to do that. So technology is learning for our children. You cannot teach through technology the testing ability to comprehend, which sometimes is why when we are conversing with our young people, our young children, our young students that are going K through 12, they're not fully grasping what we're talking about because we are remaining the same and in some cases regressing in that educational knowledge in reading to comprehend and understand. I happen to look up what are the expectations of Florida for every K through 12 school that we monitor. That is public, those are public and charter schools that we monitor to see if there was a value. And I could not find a value currently. I'm still looking. But I would like to tell you that the value that I will put in is an 80% number. I want 80% of my children to be level 4 and above because level 3 is one of our biggest issues. Again, level 3 is satisfactory, may need additional support for the next grade or course. What this means is something that teachers across the state of Florida have been complaining about. Too many students that are being allowed to excel or go to the next grade are not prepared because they did not have the skills necessary to get to that grade. So how are they passing? Now, I come from an era, I'm 40 years old, I come from an era where if you failed, of course you were considered to not be smart and or dumb, but this is a bigger problem than name calling. This is a problem where maybe we need to look at the structure and say that, hey, maybe it's time to have a program where children are left behind and it is acceptable because we want to be able to teach those children. And of course, that means having to structure an educational system that is going to employ the right type of teachers that are going to be able to handle that type of environment. And these are the things that I am researching and trying to make sure that we understand. The idea that the children are our future is a fact because when they are grown and they take over these things, what are they taking over if they are remaining the same or lessening their education level? How can we say that we are putting out the best and the brightest or even close to the best and the brightest and we don't even have a standard where currently I can find a clear, concise, we're looking to pass 80% of our students because they have met the requirement. Because they have met the requirement. And if that means that we all have to buckle down and figure out how we're going to meet those standards, I think that's a good place to be. I think it's a good place to make minds have to work to get to those standards and employ different methods of progressive learning to figure this out. Because while technology is healthy, while it is a good thing to integrate into our environment, it's also hurting our environment. It's hurting our educational environment. Because if you don't understand what you're reading, who are we putting in this economy? If they can't understand and comprehend what they're reading or what they're taking on, who are we actually putting in our economy? This is structuring our economy. Now, We don't see the results of what private schools are putting out because they have their own curriculum, because they are a private school, and that is okay. But it is important for everyone whose child is not in private school, ones that the governor has oversight over, to understand that if indeed our private sectors are focally pushing their students towards a direction, and our public and charter school students are not understanding some of these things, are being left behind because we don't want to raise our standards, or we haven't gotten to a game plan to raise our standards. We need to figure out how to align so that, we put our children in a better position to govern when we're gone, or even on their way up. Right now, there's a lot of complaints from young people as to why the world isn't working the way they thought it would, but they don't even understand what's not working for them. If you notice, you don't see a lot of healthy questions being asked because you don't really know what to ask, because there is no information that's given to know what to ask. A lot of times there's so much information out there, and it is available, and that is the scapegoat that many of our representatives hide behind. Well, you just got to go out there and find it. Well, what am I looking for? Well, if you can't formulate those questions, then I can't help you. That's not good enough. So what I want to do is I want to give you as much information as I can. I'm not going to read this 63-page document for you, but I will tell you that right now, a little over half of our students are passing in English and mathematics. A little over half. And honestly, that's just not enough. We don't even have 60% of our students passing. And then it does get down into demographic breakdown, into, breaking down Black, white, Hispanic, and the other ethnicities that are out there. But the bottom line is, overall, we're failing. And we need to start somewhere. And we need to have a baseline for somewhere. And I'm looking for an 80% baseline. And then adding on to what that plan is going to look like. But you guys have a great day.